Here's the Kings Mountain National Military Park's genuine Ferguson rifle, an extremely rare firearm. It was once stolen but later recovered. This is the real deal. This Ferguson rifle was a remarkable 18th century innovation in musketry, earning Major Patrick Ferguson a patent in 1776. But it was used in only one military engagement and never really caught on. Note the beautiful detailing on this rifle. Certainly not a piece issued to rank-and-file soldiers. It must have been an officer's select weapon. Regular muzzle-loading muskets, including the British Army's standard-issue Brown Besses, were loaded from the muzzle, hence the name. Powder, patch, and ball were pressed down to the breech with a ramrod. Powder was added to the pan, and the trigger was pulled to let down the flint-tipped hammer. Pretty reliable, but a procedure that required soldiers to hold the musket vertical while they stood erect, exposing them, of course, to enemy fire as they reloaded. Here you see a mock-up of the Ferguson rifle's mechanism in a nearby case. It looks much like a regular muzzle-loading flintlock, but with an important exception. As you see here, the trigger guard turns, lowering a finely machined screw mechanism downward, exposing the weapon's breech, which is accessible from the top. All this took was one turn of the trigger guard to ready the Ferguson rifle for reloading. The rifleman then tipped the muzzle of the weapon slightly downward and dropped a .65 caliber ball into the hole. The ball rolled forward, plugging the barrel. The rifleman then poured powder to fill the chamber, turned the trigger guard in the opposite direction, added a bit of priming powder, and brought the flint-tipped hammer to full cock, ready now to fire. Well, why didn't this innovative design catch on, either in Britain or in the United States? Assessments vary, but nearly everyone remarks that the screw mechanism was difficult to machine and vulnerable to powder fouling. The rifle also was hard to clean. Both serious problems for weapons mass-produced for use by largely expendable troops. Nonetheless, this rifle became a legend, like Major Patrick Ferguson himself. Come to see one in the Kings Mountain National Military Parks Museum. This program was brought to you by the Carolina Considered Project at www.carolinaconsidered.com.